Well, hello and welcome everybody to the 9th edition of our Hedera Ecosystem Spotlight. Today we'll be joined by Tina Mani, please correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, CEO and founder of Unthink.AI, to discuss the moves they're making in the space and how they're utilizing Hedera's infrastructure, native services, and intrinsic capabilities, what they've built to date and are planning to in the future. And of course, I am joined by Tudor.
Thanks for that, Alexi. This is the 9th edition, as you said, of the Hedera Ecosystem Spotlight series. And we try to do these spaces once every 2 weeks. Right now, since we're starting to ramp up a lot of things in our accelerator, in the projects that we'll be building on, and hopefully we're going to see a better sentiment in the crypto markets overall. We're going to have some new faces come up for the Spotlight series, probably some return faces, but we're very excited to continue to promote some of these projects that are coming on Hedera. They're Unthink.AI, I heard that they had their account hacked, Twitter account hacked recently, so they're a bit undercover, so to say, and they are really pushing the envelope when it comes to the next phase in the adoption of the Hedera network and the overall use of the network when it comes to the cryptocurrency HBAR and the Hedera Hashgraph protocol will come from all these applications that are creating cryptocurrency velocity and will really at least in the first phase raise awareness towards the Hedera network's capabilities, but later on will also be some of the leading blue chip projects on Hedera, hopefully. So we're gonna have these Twitter Spaces recorded and up on our YouTube. We're also gonna try to collect some interesting snippets from the interview with Tina to feature as we go along. So to start off, I'd like to hear a bit more about our panelists today, just so people can get more familiar with your voice and who's behind the Twitter profile. So Tina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Tudor. So I'm Tina. I'm the founder of Unthink.AI. Today is International Women's Day, so it's a great coincidence that I'm here on the talk to speak to you guys. What hats do I wear? So I'm a mother of 2 girls. I'm an entrepreneur. I lead a team of 5 people. 3 of the 5 people are women, not by design, but it just happens to be like that. And what else? My company is based in the US, Dallas, Texas. We have developers in India, and we also have business development going on in the US. So that's a very, very short introduction of me and the company.
Well, thank you very much for that, Tina. It's, first of all, apologies, Happy Women's Day. We forget because we are going straight to business, but it's a wonderful way to celebrate, I guess, over up on Twitter Spaces. So when it comes to Unthink.AI, you gave us a bit the gist of where it is incorporated, but could you tell us, describe for us how you came to build Unthink.AI and what are the problems that Unthink.AI is tackling?
Absolutely. So we've been in the customer experience space for a long time with my previous startups. And initially we had built a personalization engine with voice assistant. In fact, we built one of the first voice shopping assistants on Google in my previous company. And we were working with retail brands. We soon found out that brands were spending a lot of money on advertising. And today the advertising industry is a $600 billion industry. Apparently 50% of it or more goes to waste. We were initially thinking of taking the voice assistant and embedding it into an immersive space. That was a little bit early. And in that process, we spoke to a lot of publishers in the gaming space, in the content space, and we realized that they had a problem. So they had the audience that the brands wanted. They had the engagement again, but they weren't able to make money. They were struggling to monetize. And basically the problem was that it was a push. So the brands try to push products or banners or ads or offers through these publishers, and that goes to a waste. So it was sort of like money was getting wasted somewhere, but nobody was benefiting. And that's when we felt that we could take this personalization technology that we were initially offering to brands, flip it around, give it to the publishers, and ask them to pull the products that matched their audience. So instead of a push from the brands to the publishers, we're now making the publishers and creators the center of the equation to pull the products that their audience loves. And we empower them with AI tools to start off. And then the second phase was to empower them with Web3 tools so that they could basically grow the communities faster. And I'll come to more detail as we speak.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry.
Yeah, it's no problem at all, Tudor. Tina, that is extremely interesting, and I'm sure we'll dive into more details further along in the spaces. But to start off, as it is International Women's Day, we wanted to highlight the growing participation of women in crypto. Could you share your perspective as a female founder in Web3?
Yes, so I think I have actually seen a lot of women in this space, and I think women resonate very well with Web3 because I believe Web3 is sort of like a new opportunity. It's like, what do you say? So Web2 world has large players already established who've got, like, for example, if you look at Amazon, they've already got the base of brands. If you look at Google, they've got the advertising might. So there are large companies that they're power centers. While Web3 is about decentralization and giving like the first mover advantage. Again, it's like a second chance. So I believe this is a great time, a great opportunity for all the women who want to come and get into the space, experiment. I also see that a lot of women are early adopters of technology, even though it might not seem so at the surface. But when you look at it, I do see a lot of women. In fact, I have been collaborating with a few women in the space, like LOSI is a community empowering women. And there are other influencers also supporting me in the initiative. So I'm very positive about the role of women. And if you look at the World of Women, for example, right, that's like a huge, very successful NFT project. So I'm very positive about the opportunity and think that this is a chance for women to also come up and sort of own their own share. It will create financial inclusion so that women become more independent and able to basically showcase their own unique talents and leverage it to own whatever they can of the economy.
It's definitely very important for us to have in the industry a lot more female participation and get their perspective, because a lot of the times it brings a whole new vision to the equation, and the more women, the merrier. It would be for us in the crypto space. Now, I wanted to circle a bit back and throw you a curveball, Tina.
Yes.
How, when it comes to Unthink.AI and the Hedera community itself, for example, we have Earthlings in the as a listener. Could you tell us how a project like Earthlings could interact with Unthink.AI?
Unfortunately, I have not researched Earthlings. So if you could tell me a little bit more, I'll be happy to chip in.
Yeah, I could have them up if they wanted to, but just to give you a gist of it, Earthlings is a metaverse project on Hedera, and they are leveraging utility NFTs as they build up their ecosystem. They crowdfund using some utility NFTs. So they have towns, villages, they have different assets that they will be using inside their metaverse as it's slowly getting built out, and they have a great footprint with the Hedera community. A lot of the people that are inside the Hedera space are they are very let's say co-invested in the success of Earthlings.
Wow, so this is really amazing. So I can see two opportunities here. So we are constantly looking for more publishers. So when I say publishers, it's basically the audience that wants products from the brands. And what we're really good at Unthink from the AI space is to match the products to the audience, right? So for example, we work with travel websites, and if someone's reading a travel content, we know exactly which products would match and which can be embedded within that content based on text classification and lot of algorithms that we own proprietarily. So with Earthlings, there could be two avenues. One is Earthlings is a publisher, is another space with audience, and that audience would require the products from the brands that we bring in. So we can offer our technology, our platform to help them get the right products for their audience, right? So that's the first very simple thing to do. The second avenue is the NFTs. So since they have the utility NFTs, we have our NFTs too, right? So we have our Unthink Creator NFT. So what we do is anyone who uses our platform gets an Unthink Creator NFT, and they get access to a page, a token gated page with rewards. So through this page, we can introduce people and our creators to Earthlings, and similarly, we can offer Earthlings. Earthling tokens token holders can be offered, perks on our platform like free AI credits or access to campaigns and publicity sessions, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's we continuously look for partners in the Web3 space, and I've already been speaking to 3 or 4 Hedera ecosystem partners to create collaborations of this kind.
Well, I guess we're having a fourth one. Earthlings, thanks for joining us as a speaker.
Yeah, I'm just stalking Master Uwe. I'm always looking where he's hanging out. We want to steal him from you, but I missed the last few minutes because I was switching to my phone because I was listening in on my computer because I was doing some work, and I said on the background to Master Uwe, when it gets interesting, I'll jump in. But it got interesting quite fast actually. So we retweeted it as well as on our main channel because I like AI. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with AI because and we need, please send me a message because I want to know more about what you guys do, and I missed the part where you were talking what you could do for us. But what I'm talking about now is, for instance, AI is generating awesome images with some of these programs. We can't really use it for our project. It doesn't do buildings and machines very well. It does give you good inspiration, by the way, for animals and avatars and stuff like that, but you still need to build everything yourself. But in that way, I think a lot of sketch artists are losing their jobs. So that's the thing that I feel like, there's good and bad things. But I think you're doing something completely else, different with AI. And so it's so bad that I just missed those last minutes. So in a nutshell, can you repeat what you just said? Because I'm very interested in this stuff, actually.
I guess maybe we can cross off the next question that we had for Tina, and we can continue to have this the three-dimensional conversation as we go along. But Tina, could you explain for us how is AI integrated in the services that Unthink.AI offers?
Yes, absolutely. So the first thing is we get product catalogs from the brands. Right, so we use AI to take those product catalogs and classify them in a way that they're discoverable easily. That's the first thing. And then these product catalogs, products have to make their way into the places where the audience sits. So for example, the audience can be reading a news article. So we have to get some products that get embedded into the article. The user might be in a metaverse like an Earthling space, listening to a concert. And then there might be some products that are contextual to that concert or that musician or whatever is being played at that place. Right? So the matching of products into the right context is basically the core of our system. That's the first piece. The second piece is generation. So so I heard about image generation, right? So we don't do image generation yet. What we do is text generation. And we believe that AI by itself, like we've experimented with generative AI, and we find that if you just leave it just to AI, it's going to get very repetitive and boring, and it's not going to be engaging. So we believe that at the end of the day, it's the artists and creators who have to add their spin. So we leave it to the creator to come, or the content writer to come and use the AI for inspiration to write something, but not to just publish it as it is, right? They come, they get ideas, they generate something, but then they add their twist to create a nice e-commerce article, and then they use our product matching engine to pull right products that go inside this content, and then that's how they get monetized. So any site, any content site can be monetizable by using our platform, because we can embed products that brands want to showcase within them. I hope that was clear enough. If not, please let me know.
I think it was, and I think Patrick has an idea of collaborating.
We'll talk about that behind the scenes as well, indeed. But I like what you said about you're going to do the text as well. Milan, one of our team members, he loves AI and he wants to do everything with AI. And then he says, no, you don't have to write anything, Patrick. I'll have AI do it. And then he comes with this boring text with too much repetition and too short or too long. But luckily, he's not on our creative team. We love the guy, but he does important, very nice work for us, as does H4 Joe, because he's in the space again as well. As he's stalking me all the time, but we love all our team members. But so I did try AI to see what would come out of it then with text, and I found that in a lot of ways it then writes children's stories, or it just messes up your whole story and what you said, repetition. But it is great actually if you want to find some other words, you just can't think of something else, a synonym for the word that you want, or you want to rephrase things, then sometimes it's a great help. So it can really enrich your storytelling, so to say, but you still do need a writer, and I hope that's always going to be like that, because I would hate to see whole books being written by AI, but I don't see that happening yet. But as you said it, I 100% agree. It can enrich your writing in this case, but it can also give you some nice inspiration for images and stuff. But luckily, it's not as far yet as taking over real artists. But yeah, so but I would love to talk more about what you do. But I'm first going to do a deep dive as well in your website and stuff. You got a website already? Sorry to take over the space a bit, Tudor.
Yes, we have a website. It's Unthink.AI.
Okay.
You can go there and check it out. And I'd be happy to speak to you as well.
Yeah, great.
But again, to just repeat or to reiterate some of what we said about the generative AI and the repetitiveness, right? So we add our own context to it so that it's not just, so we don't just leave it to generate what it wants, right? We add the context of what's the content, what is the user, and that layer, what are the products that we want to showcase within this content, right? So that context is added by our own individual proprietary algorithms. And that's how we make it useful. Plus, the second thing is the layer of the real human who's actually going to finally create this content and distribute it.
You make me even more curious now. I definitely need to dive into it. But hats off to Headstarter as well to do this space, because I think it's awesome that AI is now coming to Hedera as well. Are you the first? Sorry, Tudor, you took over my space last time, so I'm going to ask a little question too. So,
Fair enough.
So, are you the first AI project on Hedera? Maybe a noob question. HBot Joe will shoot me for this, but I'm going to ask you anyway, because my teachers always said there's no bad questions, just ask them. So, are you the first AI project on Hedera?
I do not know, and I do not want to claim so.
Okay, then I'll have to find out myself. Okay, I'm gonna zip it now. Back to you guys.
No problem at all, Patrick. Thanks for that. Actually, I think right now, when it obviously, as a founder, as an employer, I think AI is very scary when it comes to onboarding new people inside a company. When you can get a cover letter, let's say, written by AI, by ChatGPT, and it's already used at a very high scale. So what would be interesting is to have some counter AI application, kind of like the ones that can capture plagiarism.
There are such applications actually, and usually when you get used to reading the AI generated ones, you can detect them. Like when I read an article, I sort of know that this is written by AI.
That's very interesting. Alexi, did you have other questions for Tina?
Yes, plenty of questions for Tina. It's been great having you up, Patrick, and of course, any other questions comes to mind, don't be afraid to unmute yourself. Obviously, we'd prefer if you didn't, but you're always welcome. No, no, we like to tease each other, Tina. Patrick, if when you guys do have a conversation privately, I do recommend blocking out half of your day at least. Because you really need to give Patrick the time. But moving on to the next question, you covered expertly how you integrate AI into your services. But I would also love to hear how you're incorporating Web3 technology into your services.
Yes. So initially when we started, I started talking to creators, influencers, and agencies, because I wanted to see how do we do this at scale, right? So it's not going to be an easy task for a startup to go and find, many publishers who would then promote the brands. So we were like, okay, maybe I need to find an agency. So initially, when we went out, we felt that the agencies were very possessive about their creators, because they felt if they lost them, they didn't have, or we would sort of steal them from them. So I was like, hey, we should find a way to give them transparency, so they know we're not gonna sideline them. And that's when I was reading about NFTs and stuff, smart contracts. So initially, my first use case was smart contract between the brand, between us, agency, and the creator, where the payout is transparent and everybody gets the right cut. After we got into Hedera ecosystem, we realized that this would be a little bit challenging, because first of all, the brands were not ready to pay out in crypto, and the whole thing it's basically too early for this particular use case. But then we also had another thing in mind, that was how do we incentivize these publishers or creators to create content. And I think NFTs are really gold, and they have completely been misunderstood and underused, because NFTs are basically a token, right? A unique token, and a token that is owned by a creator. So we have multiple use cases for an NFT, starting with the NFT just being a symbol of membership. So the creator gets initially an Unthink creator NFT. That opens the door for them to earn, to get rewards, to get coupons, games, free games, and stuff like that. And that NFT is not purchased initially, it's earned. So we expect them to come and do certain actions, like promote a brand, create a collection of products, share it, refer other people. So actions would help them earn an NFT and opens the door to rewards. That's use case 1. Use case 2 is because we are a personalization platform, we are able to figure out the user's profile very fast in real time. So let's say that you come on and consume e-commerce content that's created by our platform, and you're on a page and you start browsing. We can save your profile and on your own NFT, make it editable by you, so that you can choose what to share and what not to share. And imagine that it's your personal cookie. So instead of you going and giving access to a website to track your personal data, you're like, hey, I will give you my personal information on an NFT, and I'll only give it to you for the purpose of this transaction, and I take it back. So don't follow me after I'm done with you, right? So basically your personal profile on your NFT. It could be a creator profile on the NFT. So if I'm a creator and I have a certain influence score, which is tracked by Unthink, I can take my influence score and put it on the NFT. And again, that NFT now becomes readable to brands. And so I start getting perks from different brands who are interested in my profile. So I believe that the ownership of one's own personal data, one's own profile, plus like a token for loyalty, these are all use cases of an NFT. So we're like right now very, very much like focused on these 3 use cases, but starting from the rewards, basically the gated rewards, token gated rewards. That's our first use case.
That's very interesting, and I'm sure that we'll be able to develop some new ones as time goes as time goes on, and the adoption does as well.
Yes, actually, I just want to bring this up a little bit out of, just so that I don't forget it. So today, you all would have probably heard that Amazon has planned to launch NFTs, right? Imagine Amazon has like, 60 million users already, and they're just going to drop NFTs into all the, just for the Prime members. So Amazon, I think when a company like Amazon comes and does this at large scale, the brands will start adopting it, and they'll start seeing that NFTs are not just a scam, but they're useful. They could be useful assets. And I believe that the use case that Amazon is going to launch is having a digital twin for a product that you buy. So let's say you buy a luxury handbag. You can get an NFT for that, and then the NFT can be used to claim other things or get other perks. So that's something that we could easily do as well. But it's like you said, Tudor, it's just the starting, and there is so much more that can be done.
Of course, and we all know as entrepreneurs, as project founders, how important it is to have a roadmap to your development, to have a business launch strategy. And I think that the initial use cases that you will be rolling out are very well thought out, and I think that there will be more that can be plugged in depending on circumstances, adoption, etc. On your point with the NFTs, just as a reminder, Headstarter was announced last week as the official launch partner for the Citadel wallet, and the way that the Citadel wallet will be launched is through a pre-sale on Headstarter. So the NFTs that are being bought by the people participating in the Headstarter INO at the end of the month will have 1, 2, or 3 physical that they will be able to claim later on with their NFT. So it's a unique, innovative, let's say phygital crowdfunding solution that Citadel Wallet is doing through NFTs as a pre-sale on Headstarter.
Amazing.
Thanks, Tina. And so it could be something that also would be up the alley of Unthink.AI. By the way, guys, if this is a very interesting topic together with Tina. We also have Earthlings as a speaker. So if anybody else wants to jump in and has any questions for Tina from Unthink.AI, please feel free to request and jump up. When it comes to Hedera, what was the reason why Unthink.AI was a perfect match for the Hedera network?
So we are planning to do this at large scale, right? Because if you can imagine, the number of creators and brands and consumers are going to explode. So we were looking for something that has low transaction fees and stable fixed transaction fees, right? So I think it was more by elimination, because right out the bat we could say that Bitcoin and other Ethereum kind of networks would not work initially because of the high gas fees. So Hedera was like standing out with the high transactions per second, fixed fees and everything. So I think anything that has to happen on an enterprise scale, HBAR or Hedera is the best for that. The second was that with all this, with blockchain being so new and DLTs being decentralized, it was a little bit scary to think that nodes could be owned by anybody. So in the beginning, when we heard that there's an enterprise backing because there's Google and Boeing and all the large bigwigs as council members, I think we felt that would be the safe place to go.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for all the reasons you mentioned, and we're very excited to have you here building on Hedera, Tina. For my next question, I would love to hear some more about the Aura platform.
Yes, so Aura was initially the name that we gave to our voice avatar because we had voice-based personalized search and we called the avatar Aura. Now we have extended Aura to be like standing for the entire intelligent layer. So Aura is basically the same thing that I mentioned earlier, but it's about personalized search, right? So if I come, so initially we were looking at only personalized search, where if I come and search for a product, it learns my taste, and as I keep searching, it refines the search to my taste. Now, since we've made the products embed inside content, it's also contextual search. So let me explain that a bit. Let's say that I'm on a fashion website and I'm looking for a bag. I might say, can I find a bag that's cruelty-free or eco-friendly, made of sustainable materials? So this is my lens for finding a bag. At the same time, if I'm a traveler and I'm going to go to a rainy place and I look for a bag or a coat, I might say, how do I find a coat that is, waterproof, right? So waterproof is the important attribute for me. So just the different lens and the different contexts are taken care of by the AI. The same product is seen from like an eco-friendly lens by one person, and from the weatherproof, waterproof lens by another person. So that's basically the search intelligent layer. So Aura is our conversational assistant that can help you find products the way that you want to find them.
That's very interesting, Tina. When you'll be using Hedera, and there's Hashgraph Explorer and the ledger is public, is there data transparency important for your application?
Yes, absolutely. So we are going to eventually place the user's profile on the DLT, right? So we feel that every single user who uses the platform will have a profile on the DLT, and that has to be visible by the brands so that there's no integration needed with us, right? So imagine that I put let's say we put 100,000 users profiles on the DLT, and we give the key to unlock this and to be able to offer rewards. So that's where it's going over a long period. So transparency is the first reason why we wanted to be on Hedera.
No, that's fantastic. Look forward to a future with more transparency. Now,
Yes.
Tina, the what you guys offer is a fantastic tool, especially for influencers. But does that include exclusively Web3 influencers or both Web2 and 3?
It includes any influencer. Web3 is a tool for the influencers to be able to get the best of the network. But yeah, right now, I mean, anybody, even like I can go to the system and create a collection of products in less than 10 minutes and showcase it if I have a social following. So it doesn't have to be even like a influencer who does video shoots and stuff. It's more like anybody who's an expert at anything. Like let's say you're an expert traveler, you could come sign up to our system, create a set of products that you think a traveler needs, and just share it on your social media. But we are also looking for more than an influencer who's a social media influencer. We're looking for people who have a website, ideally with a captive audience. Because we feel that when you post something on Instagram or TikTok, it's like a very short engagement. Versus if you owned a website and you have a captive audience, or if you own a game, right? Then there are people who are dwelling there. That would actually bring the maximum value.
I think that's might have popped the idea light bulb for Patrick over there at Earthlings. I think the solution that you are proposing, Tina, is something that offers unique utility for both brands and influencers. But how can somebody get started with Unthink.AI today?
Yes, so we have launched an interesting event. We are calling it the Unthink Travel Shopping Festival. We have on our website, Unthink.AI/creators, there's a page, Shopping Festival. Anybody can come, sign up, and create a wallet and get started. And we are also having sessions where we can help onboard the users for more help if it's not clear as to how the system is used. But we're starting with the creators, with publishers, creators, anybody who wants to come and just find products, put them into a collection, maybe try out the AI to write some content if they like. So they can actually come and dabble with the platform. And after that, once we have the creators and publishers, we are also reaching out to the brands. So anyone with even a small catalog can come and ask their products to be showcased. So we're basically inviting both sides, creators on one end and then brands on one end. And the platform is live today and it can be used. So any more questions, they can reach me at my email address, or I'm not that active on Twitter, but I should be. But LinkedIn and email are the best ways right now to reach me.
That's fantastic. I was actually just about to ask about the Unthink Travel Shopping Festival. I don't know if there are any more details you wanted to share about that, perhaps the idea behind having the festival in the first place, or even for how much longer it's going and that kind of thing.
Yes. So the Travel Shopping Festival is for people who want to give travel tips to whichever city they live in, and shopping tips as to, hey, these are the things to do in my city, and here are the things you might want to carry when you come on a spring break or whatever the festival is right now. So that's the theme of the festival. We had planned for it to end tomorrow, but then we are seeing a lot of interest, and we're seeing a lot of partners now come up and say we want to be involved. So we're planning to extend it for 2 more weeks now, and that will get the best of it. So we've already got the creator NFT available, and it will be issued to people who come and sign up. And we will also select 25 creators, most active creators, for gift cards.
Sorry, I was waiting for Tudor to step in there. That sounds very interesting, Tina. So of course, anybody here listening that could get involved, head over to Unthink.AI and check out the Unthink Travel Shopping Festival. Great to see it's been extended because I was thinking it's unfortunate we'll be talking about it so close to the end.
Yes, absolutely.
It's great to see.
And we'll be listing partners on the rewards page. So anyone who wants to be like a collaborator can get listed on our page. That's another avenue to be involved.
Fantastic. There you go, guys. Tudor, I'm not sure if you wanted to take on the last question or if perhaps you're having technical issues.
No, or not yet. So I understand, Tina, that the platform is live with a lot of functionality today. But do you have any other exciting news that you can share with us about covering the next steps in your journey, or any important announcements that you might want to make?
Not really, except we are integrating with a very large e-commerce platform. So once we do that, we'll have access to like some 6,000 to 7,000 brands who can just do a plug and play integration with us. So I think that will be like a huge thing, because we are looking for brands because they are the ones with the money. So this is big news. And once we integrate, then I think that scale will come very fast.
Wow, that is very big. Do you have any a name or anything you can throw out there?
Yes, the platform is called VTEX. It's a platform based in, I think, London, and they have customers all over South America, US, UK, and rest of Europe.
Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. Look forward to that.
Thank you.
Sounds like great news. Well, those are all the questions I had lined up. Of course, if anybody in the audience or Patrick would like to... Oh, yeah, I see Patrick's hand. Go for it.
Oh, I'll take my chance, all right. I'm just so excited that we've got AI now coming to Hedera. Well, call me a noob, but I think you're the first one. H4Joe and Spot are here as well. They are actually the big brains in Earthlings as well, and they probably know more about it than I. But I like the idea that an AI project is now starting to build on Hedera as well. And so let's hope that you're gonna be big, guys. H4Joe's laughing already. Well, anyway, so what I want to say, the thing is, with gaming, for instance, excuse me, I understand very well that sometimes you finish a game and you want to try another game, and so you just go for another genre or another gameplay, because sometimes maybe it gets bored or whatever. There's options, and you can understand that one likes one game and someone likes the other kind of gameplay. But with AI, it's for me it's a bit difficult to understand how one, and so maybe this is an unexpected difficult question. I don't know that, but how, for instance, would you choose to go for one AI product or the other? To me, it feels more like you've got one, you pick the best one, and you go for that. But is there room for competition for the? Well, I hope you get my question a bit, but so maybe, yeah. So how do you go for one or the other? What differentiates difficult words you from someone else, for instance? Sorry to put you on the spot like that, but I'm really curious about that.
Are you asking about how we differentiate our technology with the others who are in the space? Is that what you're asking?
Maybe that's the short version of what I just said.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
But still, it is, to me, mind-baffling, because you get an AI machine, the other one gets another AI machine. It's not like a game where you say I like shooter games or I like racing games. So so what's the difference? And I guess
Yeah, the difference is the results, right? So the relevance. So like I said earlier, we try to make the products relevant to the content that the user is consuming. So some AI technologies do it loosely, some do it better. And in our case, we are the only ones that I know about that actually match products to content in a very quick and relevant manner. So that, I think that's our strength, and that's where we are continuously innovating and building up and making it better and better. So, for example, if you're reading an article about camping, you would see tents and you would see other items related to camping. While if you're reading a different article about hiking, you would see products related to hiking, and all this happens automatically. So no more irrelevant ads, right? You'll only see relevant content, relevant products within every piece of content that's being read. So that, I think that's our main differentiation. And I know that a lot of other companies, like even OpenAI, for example, they are looking for projects that do semantic search and make the AI more contextual rather than general purpose.
Thanks for explaining, and I'm sorry I put you on the spot there, maybe, but you know what you knew what to say and how to explain it. Great, and maybe you should see me a bit more like some people don't dare to ask some questions because they feel stupid. Well, I'm that guy. I'm asking the questions everyone doesn't dare to ask, but they want to ask, because we don't always understand everything. Of course, I just like to make things look pretty. That's my job in our company. So, but great. I just have to do a deep dive in your project as well and see more about what AI can do. And so I guess, I would love to have a talk with you. And before that, I'll just read your whole project and stuff as well. So, okay, I'll give it back to the rest of the people.
Thank you so much, Patrick. Well, it's definitely refreshing. I think the Unthink.AI project is one of the type of Web 2.5 project that is uniquely refreshing and very something that I think is becoming a trend in the Hedera community, where you have projects that are not startups 100%. They're not just an idea and a white paper. They already have a working product that is integrating Web3 technology to take them to the next level. And this is something that obviously the enterprise implications building on Hedera can continue to bring forth to the ecosystem. And we will be looking to see the success story of Unthink.AI as we go forward, and it's definitely exciting to see, and also brings the trust of the community on the first place, because you already have a product. You are proving, you are rolling out a proof of concept before going to any funding events publicly, and you are also gauging the project fit with creators, with publishers, influencers, and brands. So kudos for that. Thank you so much, Tina, for joining us and telling us a bit more about Unthink.AI. We really appreciate your time, and also appreciate the time of everybody tuning in here today with us. There's definitely a lot of cool things happening in the Hedera space, and we'll definitely keep a close eye on you. And if you like what you heard, guys, make sure you check out our last episode where we were joined by Brady, Mika, and Vignesh from the Aspar Foundation and Swirls Labs. We also had the spaces yesterday with Pangolin, and we do these things pretty often. We try to bring you the most cutting edge projects on Hedera, since we are speaking to them a lot of the time behind closed doors. You can obviously find our recordings on our Twitter and YouTube. Please make sure to give Unthink.AI some love. So Tina, can you tell us on which mediums it's best that people can connect and interact with you and Unthink.AI?
Yes, absolutely. So LinkedIn and email are the best channels to reach me and Unthink.AI. Tina Mani at Unthink.AI, my email address, and LinkedIn, just search for Tina Mani. It's easy to find.
Well, it will be definitely, I think, and we're looking forward also to having Unthink.AI in the Twitter space, because this is where all the H-barbarians connect. Any final words, guys?
Tempting.
No, I wanted to thank you as well, Tina, for your time. It's been fantastic having you and learning more about Unthink.AI. I think it's very interesting. And thank you, of course, to everybody that's joined, tuning in. If you did tune in late or you want to go back and listen to something, then like Tudor said, you can find the recordings on our Twitter and YouTube. Thank you to you as well, Patrick, for coming in and posing some interesting questions. Always a pleasure.
I'll contact you, Tina, through Twitter, but I'll probably have Hedera Dev because he's our Hedera Oracle and he understands all this even more. He'll join me or he'll contact you as well. But it was fun listening in, and I see that I have a lot of homework to do. But it's always great to be in Head Starter space. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much for having me here. It was a great pleasure talking to you all.
We're looking forward to using Unthink.AI technology in the Earthlings metaverse.
Yay, that'll be fun.
Thank you so much, Tina. Thank you, everybody. Have a
Okay.
nice afternoon.
Nice day. Bye-bye.